So saw this guy running across the road, and this is a black racer. And this is a big black racer, as you can see. 4 feet, getting up to 5 feet, and it just like the racers back home. Rattling his tail a little bit, it wants to bite me in the face. But an absolutely beautiful snake right here. And what's cool about this one is there's hardly any scars, and it's just a really healthy snake. Big body, shows that it's grown a lot, whereas it's got a kind of a smaller head. But he's looking me in the eye, and he wants my eyes. That's what they go for, because that's where I'm vulnerable. We're up here in Indiana, and found a snake in Indiana. It's the first snake I've ever found in Indiana.
Yeah, I see he went through your face, didn't he?
Yeah, he bit you twice.
He bit me right here.
Yeah, and up here.
Am I bleeding?
Yeah.
No, I taste the blood. But sometimes, a lot of these snakes will have, their saliva will have an anticoagulant in it, and it'll stop your blood from clotting. So even though you have only a tiny little prick, all this blood is coming out, and then eventually it will clog up, and it's not a big deal. But it's just kind of funny that they'll do that. Now this is pretty typical of black racers. After a little bit, they tend to calm down, and they're okay. And so once you catch them, they go berserk. They also know when you're talking about them being calm, because they'll start to rear back and be like, hey, no, I have a bad reputation for being very aggressive. So, but generally they'll just calm down, they're okay for a little while. So like with all the snakes I find, I'm just gonna release this one on the other side of the road in the direction it was going. And here he goes. So I'm up here visiting my dear friend Sarah in Indiana, and she has caught her first snake. This is a little rough green snake, and I didn't even realize that they lived this far north, because we see them pretty often in Florida. But up here, I didn't even think about finding one. And she found one back there in the woods, and he was just super cool, and went right by a lake, which is pretty typical for these guys to hang out near water. And so it makes sense. A lot of insects will breed in the water, and these guys love to eat insects. So how do you feel about catching your first snake, Sarah?
I'm excited. Hanging out with Primitive Tim has rubbed off on me. Last time we went snake hunting in high school, we caught a viper.
Yeah, that's true. And that was my first venomous snake, so.
So this is a little bit less exciting than that, but so fun.
But at least we get to hold it.
Yeah.
The viper, we couldn't really mess with too much. Not safely anyway. So we're gonna hit the trails. I mean, we haven't even hit the trails yet, and we've already found 2 snakes. Sarah is a photographer, and she's actually sold some of her work. So she's gonna get some photographs of this little guy, and we'll show them on this video. So as always, we're gonna release it where we found it.
Go back home. Bye, I'll miss you.
Ooh, so I just learned about stinging nettle. It's all over the ground right here. And I got it on my feet, and it does not feel good.
Shouldn't grab it either. Not a good choice.
Don't grab it. But we were going after a chipmunk because it's under the log. Alright, so we just heard thunder. We need to get out of these woods ASAP and not get stung by more stinging nettle. Ah! Is this our path? Yeah, it is. So we went for a quick swim, and
this is what we were running away from.
Look at this. We are evading the storm, so we're like the anti-storm chasers, getting away from the storm. And so far, we're doing pretty well. We haven't hit any terribly inclement weather. Just a lot of wind.
I convinced Primitive Tim here to play Mad Libs. He came up with this very creative story.
Absolutely.
Called The Family That Plays Together. Some of my fondest potatoes from my sickening childhood are of my father teaching my siblings and me to play Jason Genova ball, foot fitness, and other Sith sports. He never said we'd end up in the super force or the world big D, but he did teach us to put our quads and soul into the game and play to the best of our biceps. It isn't whether you win or wreck, he would say, but how you play the alpha male. He bought us a volley shredded delts and put up a raging net in our back suites. And he also taught us how to play tennis on the public courts near our lightsaber. We were so lucky to have a 2 out of 10 family that did so many 10 out of 10 things together. Like they always say, the HBB that plays together stays together.